2, 1. Yo, what's poppin', YouTube? Welcome back again for another episode of the For Football Show. It's your boy Apex in the building. And I'm here solo dolo with it, man. For this video, we're going to be talking about the state of our clubs, man. And my club is Manchester United. And yeah, as of today, the 23rd of January, things are looking good, man. I can't even cap. Unfortunately, we came off of a loss against Arsenal 3-2. A late Nketiah goal. It was unfortunate. But like, that late goal, bro, wasn't Shevchenko offside? Like, I don't get how VAR didn't check if that was offside, and then they left like Nketiah, and then they checked that offside decision, but they didn't call or check the previous one. But that's another story. But overall, I have to say I'm impressed with how the season is going so far. Even though we have dropped points that I feel like we could have won, but of recent form, we've really been performing well. I feel like the signings of Casemiro, Eriksen, Martinez at the back has done us good, has solidified us as a team. It's just that my concern really up until this point is our front line. Obviously, Marcus Rashford has been performing. He's been scoring crazy goals. I think he scored like 8 consecutive goals at Old Trafford. He scored against the big teams. He scored against Arsenal, a great goal. I feel like he's in the form of his life, of his career. Long may that continue. But my concern is the supporting cast. I'm pretty happy with Bruno and what he's been producing. My concern is our strike force, where Martial has been injured recently. Even previous towards his injury, he hasn't necessarily been performing to his best ability. So that's a concern for me. On the right wing, you have Mandem like Anthony, who, of the recent form, while we've been performing well, I think he scored 2 goals, but just overall, his impact on games hasn't necessarily been felt. So, yeah, but I think it's just a thing of like confidence and form and just taking advantage of the opportunities he's given. Another player that I've been really impressed with is Garnacho. Garnacho, for me, has been that spark for this season. Somebody who's broken into the first team around. Ten Hag has trusted him more, and I really want to see more of him play. I'd rather see him play out on the right than Anthony at the moment, if I'm being totally honest, because I feel like with his directness and his ability just to create, it will do us quite well. And moving on to the other players, damn dog, Jadon Sancho has been gone like since before the World Cup, and it still hasn't returned yet. Even though recently I saw pictures of him training or whatnot, I don't fully get what has happened to him. I think he was dealing with like some mental health issues, if I'm not incorrect. I feel like he wasn't as fit, but to me he seemed fit-ish. He just like looked like he wasn't in his head wasn't in the game. So I'm looking forward to see how he can really help us when he's back into the team, because I feel like we've missed his creativity, because that kid is a special talent, and to get him performing at his best, we really do as well. So with really only like Rashford and I'd say Bruno Shikton in terms of like the front four, because of the recent signing of Workhouse, the Ghost. Yeah, he's not necessarily the ideal signing we would have wanted at United as a striker, as a number 9. For sure, he's giving us like a presence up top for us to lob the ball up front and for him to bring it down and connect with other players. That's one thing that I give him props for with his link-up play. He's a big man. He has good link-up play. He has some wonderful passes with him and Bruno against Arsenal, him and Rashford. Um, it's just that I don't even see the chances he's getting. I don't think he's getting enough supply, in my opinion. But even still, bro, like I don't think he's the guy to solve our problems. That's my chat. But like this is the situation that United's in, and honestly, for me, it's one of the positions or that we've slacked during this transfer window. I feel like the board slacked once again. I think we were interested in getting Gakpo, but United didn't want to pull the trigger and give PSV the money they wanted because of this whole thing of the Ecclesias wanting to sell the club and they don't want to further invest more into the club. But I feel like that's had a negative impact in terms of our ability to compete with the clubs in and around us. You see clubs like Chelsea getting players. They got João Felix to improve. Arsenal got Trossard from Brighton. Who else? But teams are investing what it's necessary for them to push forward in the season. And for us, I feel like with Vargas, we were doing like the bare minimum, man. So in terms of like the board decision making, has really let us down as a team and as fans, if I'm being totally honest, man. Because we really need that extra push or that extra quality up front to help us compete with the likes of City, Arsenal, and even like Newcastle, bro. Because right now, I believe we're tied on points with Newcastle in 3rd and 4th place, but they have like a higher goal difference. So, but like overall in the squad, I feel like the squad has improved. Ten Hag is moving this club in the right direction with the type of football that he's trying to play. I just believe that we should have supported him further in terms of the striker that he needs, and hopefully he can get the best out of what he has. I feel like he has that ability as a coach in terms of players like Jadon Sancho, Martial, bro. I feel like Martial, he has all the potential in the world to be a top class striker, a top class player in the Premier League. It's just that injuries and inconsistency always gets in the way of him like performing, man. But I really do hope that he comes back from injury and he performs, man, because a fit Martial that's in form is a deadly player in my opinion. And if we can get him firing goals next to Rashford and then have Jadon Sancho coming back into the rotation of this team, have Garnacho coming off the bench, I honestly feel like it will be even more of a deadlier team because I feel like we're solid. Defensively, you've seen a lot of like changes in terms of who's playing centre back. Luke Shaw has spent a couple of games at centre back, even though Harry Maguire would be fit or Lindelof would be fit. Ten Hag seems to prefer Shaw over Harry Maguire on the left-sided centre back position, which was interesting to me. I personally, the first time I saw it, I was in shock. I didn't know if it was gonna turn out well, but Shaw has been putting in a great job in that position. And shout out to Ten Hag for being able to spot that because he's seen like the defensive liability that Harry Maguire is. So I don't see Harry Maguire, honestly, past this summer, this upcoming summer. I don't see him at United. If I'm being honest, I don't see him in Ten Hag's plans. But speaking of the other defenders, you have niggas like Martinez coming back from the World Cup, from winning the World Cup, producing solid performances. He got that goal against Arsenal, a real pivotal goal that we needed. He's bringing that fighting spirit. Malacia's been there when Shaw has been like the centre back. Rafael Varane has been consistent, showing us his Champions League experience. overall, it's great to have him in the team. And also, shout outs to Wan-Bissaka, bro. Even though like he was at fault for the first goal,